football has arrived in November, my friend. What do you got tonight?
24-20 Eagles.
Ooh,
I'm going to say the Eagles pull this one out.
Jeff, what's going on, my man? How you doing this morning?
A peaceful NFL Sunday, but what I said to John, I'm bored, guys. I'm bored.
Yeah. Well, here you get to talk about the NFL. It's the first time the Eagles have played in 6 months, I think, Jeff. 6 months.
That's what it feels like, honestly.
Yeah, it really does. All right, Jeff, coming in before we'll talk about some NFL Week 10. Just what's on your mind? Coming in, Eagle Packer Monday night game. You know, the Eagles are coming off the bye week, obviously. They had a little bit of a shift in their offensive approach in the last couple games. What's kind of on your mind, top of mind here for the keys to the game in Eagles versus Packers tonight?
Well, I'm thinking big picture right now, and that's the number one seed in the NFC. And I think that's going to be determined over the next 2 weeks, at least in the Eagles' point of view. Because if you can beat the Packers, and again, this is going to be a really tough task, by the way, beat the Packers in the cold, in Lambeau, that's a massive win. That sends the Packers to third in the NFC North, by the way. As you know, I heard you guys talk about the Bears, and obviously with what the Lions did to the Commanders yesterday. By the way, that was fun to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed.
By the way, did you see who played well for the Bears yesterday, Jeff?
Oh, a couple of players played well for the Bears yesterday.
Which Gardner Johnson?
Yeah, well, he got the game ball yesterday.
Yeah, hell of a game, guys.
Yeah, he's blitzing. What's going on with CJ?
You know what? He's one of those guys. I just feel like he can play, but can you tolerate him? And I think the Bears can.
We went to 2 Super Bowls with him. I mean, I get that the dude seems like he's a head case, but he can't be that big of a head case.
Well, if you deal with him every day, there's a much different thing. I mean, you're just seeing what the team gives you on a winning video. Just remember, remember that.
I get it. I don't give a shit though. I care more about the football field. That dude made an impact on the football field yesterday.
Well, what happens off the football field could hamper what happens on the football field.
Yeah, I think that's fair, but I think the most important part is obviously what you do between the white lines.
Well, ask the Texans and the Ravens how that went.
Well,
or the Eagles.
Twice.
Well, the Eagles are. I mean, the Eagles won the Super Bowl with the guy on the field.
But why do they move on?
Well, because they're an organization that doesn't like those type of guys. They like guys that kind of get in line, if you will. CJ is one of those guys that's out there, man. You can't control him that easily, and I think he's a wild card. And I don't think the Eagles organization likes those type of guys.
Well, I don't think they care about certain other players who are wild cards. If you hit this certain level, I think he's a good player. He's not a great plaher. He's a
starter in the NFL.
He will help our defense right now. I mean, I'm not saying that they made the wrong move. It's hindsight's always 2020. I get why they did it or what they did, but he would help this defense right now.
I don't know. I don't think Vic would want him back.
Yeah, I think there's a little more in there than. Go ahead,
I think
Vic, or you think it's Howie?
I don't think. I don't think Vic likes freelancing players. So no, I don't think Vic drives him nuts. So I think he'd prefer to have somebody who does what he asks. And they're still getting there with Drew Makuba. What is everybody down on Drew Makuba that much? I don't know.
I think Drew Makuba has had a pretty good season, all things considered.
For a rookie second round pick, I think he's done a solid job.
I know, but here's where I think people go, because it's not about Makuba to me. You look at, we're trading for Michael Carter. Can we get Cooper DeJean to all these different, things that we're talking about? If what the defense can do to get better in the slot, and if they need a kick or at the corner position, if they could kick Cooper out, they're not going to do it. Well, that might have been your guy right there to improve those positions. You put CJ in the slot, maybe, and kick Cooper to the outside. I know they don't want to do that, but that's your answer. Over Michael Carter.
Not in a million years would Vic Fangio play CJ Gardner-Johnson in the slot. Right, he might play him at safety. Not in a million years would he play him in the slot.
Made some plays from the slot yesterday.
Different defense, different scheme.
Yeah, I mean, Vic's the reason why he won't move Cooper is he's obsessed with the importance of that position. Like, he values it more than others do. And mainly because of the run part of it. So when he gets somebody who can hold up and run support and run fits and all that kind of stuff and do what you're supposed to do, he's going to hold on to it like grim death. That's why I don't think Cooper's moving.
I really think this offseason is one of those you can't keep everybody type of all seasons, right? And the guys you tried to keep, they obviously moved on. Like Isaiah Rodgers got a better offer somewhere else. John, maybe did he get a multi-year offer from I don't think he did.
Who?
Isaiah Rodgers.
No.
Yes, he did. He did.
Oh, it was
he?
multi-year?
Okay.
This was less
Yes.
number? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
because we talked to him. Ed Kratz and I talked to him at the Devontae Smith softball game, and we didn't really get into too much with his all season. I know the Eagles offered him, but he never went into terms or anything like that. He said, "Hey, look, they did offer to bring me back," so that was like the big
The
thing
Eagles
at the time.
offered him 2 years and offered him basically. They don't guarantee starting spots, but they offered him sort of first shot at being the starter, so he would have been the starter. But they kind of lowballed him. Not that he got a ton of money elsewhere. By the way, he's not playing that well.
No,
Take out the one game, he's not playing that well. But yes, they did offer to bring him back. They thought he was coming back. And then they said basically, we're going to test the market. And at that point, the Eagles thought he would come back to them if he got another offer. He got another offer. He didn't come back to them. There's some back and forth with that of who's telling the truth. I have no idea. There's no way. But they did offer him. As you mentioned, Isaiah's admitted that the Eagles thought he was coming back at one point, and it didn't work out. Didn't work out. It's a zero-sum game, and you didn't get him. So,
Yeah.
But I don't think people would be happy with him as the outside corner. I really
don't think they would either. By the way, this whole thing John just said, this is where we always hear this from AJ Brown. That's the business side of it, right?
Yeah.
You can't take it personal. If they move on, if they don't move on, it's just business. That's why he said he was, he spent the trade deadline, he just spent with his daughter, right? It's probably a way to get away from it because you don't know. You don't know what the team is thinking. Even if they're not going to, you still don't know.
By the way, did you see Myles Garrett in Cleveland? He got asked about the Eagles' interest, and he said he could have been AJ. He's like, I don't know. I just went home with my family. Said the same thing.
Doesn't it feel like the Eagles really, really want him?
Oh, yeah. Well, they want, yeah.
I mean everybody really, really wants him.
Howie's been as obvious with that as he can be without getting fined. Same with Micah. He's obvious.
By the way, there was a play yesterday, John. I don't know how much of the Browns Jets you watched, but the little bit I got to watch of that game yesterday, it was in the second quarter. Myles Garrett just went right past the left tackle. Justin Fields never saw him coming.
Yeah, it's a shame his career's getting wasted.
He lines up 3-point stance way on the outside, like D gap outside, and it just goes right by. I'm like, oh my god! Like, can you imagine what he would do on an elite team?
Oh my gosh!
Justin Fields is the worst quarterback I've ever seen. He's versus JJ McCarthy.
He is, but I don't know because at least he has talent. I will say that he's got athletic gifts. Like Fields a good example. I gave Anthony Richardson. Fields is another good. Like you can see, all right, why people thought that guy was a top 10, 15 pick. What'd he go? 12, whatever he went.
And he showed it before with his athletic ability. Like you say, he's ran for 1,000 yards.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable athlete. So you could see how people could say, well, I can teach him how to play the position. The egomaniacs in this sport. I can teach him. Well, he processes with a sundial. Nobody can teach him, but you could see the athletic ability. JJ McCarthy, the guy looks like a 6th round pick. He should have been 199 like Tom Brady.
Yeah. My favorite JJ McCarthy moment.
What's that?
Go, Jeff.
My favorite JJ McCarthy moment was on draft night when Sean Payton was like smiling when he basically conned the Vikings and taking them so he can find a way to get Bo Nix.
Well, I'm not a Bo Nix fan either, but
No, I don't think Sean Payton really is, honestly.
But he's better. He's better than. Yeah, he's better.
He's definitely better than JJ. Yeah. No stupid gremlin face for JJ McCarthy this week. That's going viral on social media. Stupidest thing I've ever seen. Jeff, speaking of the offense, Eagles offense tonight. What are you expecting? You know, they had those 2 weeks where they went more under center. No Cam Jurgens again tonight. You know, you think it's a running game tonight? You think it's a Saquon game? Is it a Dallas Goedert game? Is it an A.J. Brown game tonight? He returns to the lineup. What do you see the Eagles offense trying to do tonight? Or what's at least the game plan in your eyes coming in?
Run the football. Honestly, like that's what I think you have to do. You run. This team is going to run. I think you're going to try to pass the ball early to set up the run, but with this weather, frigid temperatures, way to control the game early, I think you're going to try to set up the run as much as they can. And I think you're going to see a lot of the +1 with Jalen Hurts there. They got to get him running the football, I think. As well as Jalen is throwing the football right now, they really got to get that element of his game kind of loose. They haven't really been able to do that much this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Part of me thinks that
I don't know.
I saw a highlight clip though posted the other day about like Jalen Hurts 22 highlight. Dude, the way he ran the ball in 22 was crazy. I mean, he was gashing teams with his
Well, you
legs.
remember what he did against the Packers in 22.
Yeah. I mean, he destroyed them with his legs. Now, I think it's fair because Jalen's not going to have longevity playing like that every year. So
Yeah.
I think he's got better in the passing game, but I don't know if that version of him's ever going to come back, and might not be a bad
I don't either, but I think
Yeah.
it's if you add that tonight, and again, I'm not saying they should or they shouldn't, but if you would add that tonight, that really puts the Packers in a bit of a curveball, right? Because then you're like, okay, we can't rush him like we want to because of the fear of him running. That's where you got to have Michael Parsons kind of spy on him. I don't know, guys. To me, and look, I haven't done much previewing of this game because different job title now, or no job title, I should say. But I keep looking at this game. Doesn't it feel like the Packers need this game a lot more than the Eagles do?
Well, I think they need it from a mental standpoint because that's they lost to him twice last year. They lost to him in the playoffs. This is the team they went out. To me, if you acquire Micah Parsons, you're going to get him to beat the Eagles. Now, you might see him again, and it'd be nice to get this one for both teams, but they might see each other again. It's more important to win in January if that shapes up. But from a mental perspective, I think it's much bigger for the Packers than the Eagles. I would agree with that. The Eagles, Sirianni's 3-0 against the Packers. The whole freaking, I brought this up at nobody. The insanity of this McVay tree, and it's really the Shanahan tree, but I'm boiling down to the McVay tree. So I'm McVay, LaFleur, Kevin O'Connell, those guys. The Eagles own them. They're undefeated against McVay, undefeated against O'Connell. I think LaFleur, Sirianni's undefeated. LaFleur's beat them once, but Sirianni's undefeated against LaFleur. He never loses against these guys. Yet when you see all those offseason, everybody gets upset at the quarterback rankings. If you see all those offseason coaching rankings, McVay's ahead of Sirianni, way ahead.
Well, my favorite right now is the Rams are better than the Eagles. I'm sorry, did I not see week 3?
Yeah, but
to be fair, the Rams did outplay the Eagles, but the Eagles won.
Yeah.
LaFleur,
See, that's what I don't like about the intricacies of football, because they're like, well, you know how improbable it is to block a kick. It still happens.
Yeah,
blame the Rams for not protecting the
wedge. It happens twice. Actually, you know what? When Joshua Carty's kicking, it's not as improbable.
No, it's not. And he still kicks like that. He didn't change.
Yeah, I don't even think they're playing him anymore, are they? I think they got a new kicker.
No, they got a new kicker.
They got a new kicker after that.
Yeah.
I forgot who they signed, but they had a new kicker.
He's the big dude, right? They got the big, like 225-pound kicker or something. I thought I saw that. Was that not
played last night? Let me look this.
Well, I will give the Rams credit. They're playing well right now.
It's
Matthew
Stafford is like
to me, Matthew Stafford's the MVP of the league.
I agree. He's up there for me.
He has taken the lead. He is the MVP of the league.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching that game yesterday, I'm like, holy crap, is this team just firing on all? They are so dangerous with a healthy Puka and a healthy Devontae Adams. And
yeah, I will say this about the game tonight. I think there's one thing here that is just not even being talked about enough. Like we always talk about the personalities of games. In my opinion, the Packers' best pass catcher is Jaden Reed. He's out. The second best pass catcher is Tucker Kraft.
He's out.
I would say Kraft is one.
Yeah, well, me too. But I mean, in terms of receivers, I thought Jaden Reed was the best one. He was maybe going to get back.
Jaden Reed gave the Eagles fits last year in that first game.
Banged up. Dontavian Wicks is banged up. All these guys are banged up. Matthew Golden, John just mentioned, didn't practice on Friday or Saturday, so I don't know if he's going to play tonight. He's listed as questionable. Like, they got Josh Jacobs tonight. They got Christian Watson coming off an ACL.
Christian Watson.
Yeah. I don't think they have a lot on offense.
You know what my thing is with the Packers?
They're going to move the ball that way.
I really think they want Jordan Love to beat Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and he's not. He's not.
Harrison Mavis,
level.
by the way, I have to break in. Harrison Mavis, the thicker kicker, is the Rams' new kicker.
Yeah, all right. So it is the thicker kicker. I thought I saw that somewhere.
By the way, the Chargers have a good kicker. That used to be an Eagle.
Yeah.
Kicker, the kicker.
Yeah. He's great.
He was beautiful last.
He made a 59-yarder yesterday.
That Steelers-Chargers game was up.
And he banged a 55-yarder off the upright.
I opted out of the Steelers chore. I went for the Sixers last night in the back.
I did too.
Yeah, I went for the Sixers.
They
got a good win on Saturday night. Not a great win. Not a great tough loss last night for them. But
that's a good team.
People don't realize how good.
He's one of my favorite players in the NBA.
Cade Cunningham's really good. Really good.
That dunk he had with a minute left. Oh, man.
When they lost like 28 straight games, the Pistons with him, and he's just like, we're not this bad. We're not this bad.
No, they aren't.
He's the type of dude that puts his head down, goes to work, no complaining, nothing, man. He just works his butt off. He's a great
Pistons
player.
are probably the most likable team in the league because of the players they have and the leadership they have. And Cunningham's part of it. Jalen Durant's part of it. They are so fun to watch. I went to the game Saturday. I have season tickets. I didn't go to the game Sunday because of the back-to-back, but I kind of regret not seeing the Pistons.
Yeah, well, dude, that uniform. I know, John, you're not a uniform guy. That Sixer uniform with the cool that is money, man. I freaking love it.
Which one did they wear? I didn't.
They wore the black, the old school Allen Iverson ones, man. The black with the the older school logo with the court.
Definitely not a fan of those.
They're not as bad as the Sixers then, John. When they have the black uniforms.
Yeah.
John, you're not a fan of those.
I like the old school Irving Sixer uniforms.
Well, those are.
Oh, I love them too.
The clean look, the clean traditional look. That's what I like with the Sixers because they have this storied history, which now people don't know about because of Sam Hinkie and all the bullshit. They had this storied history. It was like the Celtics and Lakers were clearly above, and then it was the Sixers.
Yeah,
and
for a long time.
Yeah, for a very long time. And
I remember when they made the finals in 2001, and so many people were like, "How is it 18 years since the Sixers made the final? They haven't made the finals since 2001."
I remember Barkley, with one of their awful incarnation of jerseys, Barkley one time said, I think his kid made it with a crayon. He hated the one jersey.
Probably the stupid city one. Oh my God. Some of the jerseys they've been doing recently are brutal. That's why I like the black ones, the 01 black. I love that.
So one of my hot takes with the Sixers is in terms of uniforms, everybody loves the black uniforms. I do too. But the Iverson jerseys I always wear are his rookie year ones. You know where I'm talking about, where he crossed up Jordan and all that.
Yeah. Those are great.
It was the last year before they did the redesign and go to the black uniform.
Yeah, it was the red. It was kind of looked a little bit like the Julius.
It was like a modern throwback in the set for the time. But I agree with John. Like when they would bring back the Irving era and they'd have Iverson then wear them, I'm like, man, I was hooked.
Yeah. I don't even mind that the Philly, the Philly ones that Wilt wore.
Yeah,
they wore them a couple times.
And Hal Greer and all that. I like those.
Yeah. The blue ones. I like them all. I mean, they're all pretty good.
Yeah. So when they came back with It was 1920 when they did their first classic uniform. They only wore it like I think 7 or 8 games.
Yeah.
The 76ers won the year Horford was there. And I'm like, look, I love these uniforms. I know they're a part of their history, but there's no connection to that 69-70 team like there is with this team.
Yeah. The 78. So they wore them from 78 to 81. The Irving sort of Sixers, Moses Sixers.
And then they've switched to the red ones, which they won the finals.
The 91
when they won the finals, I think, right? 83 was it?
83 was the last title. Yep.
The shooting star ones from 90, they were awful. I mean, they were.
Oh yeah.
So I'm looking at them now. The 94, 97 is okay. 97
Those are the ones
2007. I see. I think everybody, because that was the last great team that went to the finals. But those to me were hideous.
Well, that's what they're celebrating. They're celebrating that 2001 run, the 25th anniversary of that. They showed a lot of highlights on Saturday. Like Eric Snow was at the game. They brought hip hop back on Saturday. They played.
We're like the Cowboys of the NFL. I mean, maybe worse. No title since 83.
Oh, they're terrible.
Well, the Sixers are.
But I'll say this:
they can't get out of the second round now. It's like, please retire this era. Build around Maxey. I don't have championship expectations this year. I just want these young guys.
I just want a winning season and going back to the playoffs. Honestly,
well, they got to find some defense. So
their transition defense is bad.
The Iguodala, Drew Holiday Sixers got back to the really good looking uniforms, and they've been
the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, they've been okay since then. They've been okay.
I do like how they use Filla again.
Yeah,
I like that. But I'll tell you what, guys. Like I felt so nostalgic on Saturday night, like just the court, and it wasn't the same court, obviously, but they did a good job with the court.
Jeff. I loved the court.
All they did was play 2000, 2001 music. It was awesome.
Wow,
that was
great.
The fun part about it.
You were in the building Saturday night?
Yeah, I was, and they brought hip hop out, and then they showed Bill Roth at halftime, the guy who played hip hop. And they gave him like a jersey and like a plaque, and they had him.
I love hip hop.
I know people like hip hop, but you got to go AI. You got to go AI for the bell.
Oh, AI was at the home opener.
Oh yeah,
I think AI is going to ring the bell the night they honor that team on January 31st.
I'll tell you my litmus test for all Sixers fans, and if you know this, you're a true Sixers fan.
All right,
Philly Moose. If you know
Philly Moose, yeah, I remember when they were picking the mascot, and Philly Moose was a finalist.
Philly Moose that sounds like it precedes my time. Philly
Moose.
No, it was 2011, 2012.
Yeah,
Philly Moose.
To me, I don't know why this is, because I remember a lot of rosters. Obviously, Zander, John, you know this. I can name you probably everybody on that 2000-2001 Sixers roster, and I was doing that. So, like when I see McCain is 20 on the bench, I'm like, oh look, it's Eric Snow. Oh look, Vernon Maxwell, Raja Bell. Yeah. Like everyone forgets Vernon Maxwell was on that team like at the beginning of the season.
Raja Bell showed up in the playoffs that one year.
Yeah, he did. He had 10 points in the first half of the Eastern Conference Finals.
We're on Sixers tangents. Let me get back to the Eagles here. Jeff,
can I give one more shout out to Adam? Adam Aaron was the Eagles CEO. Sixers CEO.
You know who he is now? You know what he does now?
Yeah, he runs AMC Theaters now.
Yeah.
But he was responsible for Philly Moose. I'm sorry.
Adam Aaron. What an era.
Anyway, all right. Yeah, back to the Eagles. I apologize.
All right, Jeff, real quick. Ready? How big of an impact does Jaelan Phillips have tonight in Green Bay?
I'll go. I think he has an impact. I just look, if he gets 2 sacks in this game,
I'm predicting a sack. I'm predicting a sack.
I think he's going to have 4 pressures. How's that? I think he'll make an impact in the game because he's going to get the playing time. John, again, I'm not as in tune as I normally am. Nolan Smith is officially back, right?
Not officially, but he probably will be today. He get to push things off to Monday for. I still have to activate him off injured.
I do think. Even if Phillips and Smith are limited, that's better than what they've had. I think that's going to help Jalix Hunt out. I think BG, if he plays tonight, can make a minimal impact there, especially in the run game. I'm excited to see what this pass rush could do, but again, it all depends on how the Packers tackles play out. And I gotta watch. Look, if I'll just say this, I think Phillips is going to make an impact in the limited amount of snaps he plays. I'd be shocked if he played like 40, 50 snaps tonight.
I think he's going to play a lot.
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. I think,
Yeah, you're at practice now, John, so you're going to.
All right. Well, hey, I think
deferring to
he's
you.
healthy. He's healthy. He's a good player, and they brought him here for a reason. Now, I don't know about 50, but I think he's going to be well over 30. I'll say that.
That's what I think. Like the 30 to 40 range, I could see.
Well, I don't think they want him in 50. I mean, that their whole philosophy is to come at you in waves. I think they want.
Is 70% a fair amount? 70% of the snaps. Do you think that's likely?
Well, I think that's a little high. If you think about 65 plays, so if we're using that as the templates, basically, you're in the 30s for 50%. I don't think he's going to be up at 70, but again, that's the Eagles' philosophy, and they want. Nolan's going to be back. I'm pretty confident. He said he's going to play. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't play, but they do have to activate him. So he's back. Jalen's there. Brandon's back. And you still have Jalix Hunt and you still have Josh Uche. So they want to come at you in waves. They don't want one guy playing Max Crosby numbers. That's not how they play.
That's what won the Super Bowl last year. They rotated.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what they want. I saw Banner was on one show. I saw a clip. I don't know if you saw it, but I apologize. I don't remember. I just saw the clip.
Was it the Sirius XM show? I think I've heard this.
Dating back to his days, he said we always wanted 8 or 9 good defensive linemen. They have 6 or 7 right now, and they wanted to get up to 8 to 9. And I think they've done that by bringing in Jelan Phillips and bringing back Brandon Graham. I think they've done that, and that's what they want. They want to come at you in waves, and I think that'll make them better. But yeah, the guys are getting the most reps, and I think it starts today. Are Nolan Smith and Jaelan Phillips?
I think it's going to have an impact on Jalen Carter.
Me too.
That's the guy I've been kind of waiting to be Jalen Carter again. Not like he's been bad or anything, but I feel like because there hasn't been that consistent pressure on the outside, that allows teams to go after him on the inside and say, okay, this guy's not going to beat us.
I look at it the other way. I think he's helping those guys.
Well, I think, yeah, I definitely.
Well, I do too, but I'm just saying it is easier to go target him, and then it's going to help. It's the.
Well, what I'm trying to say,
I know what you're saying, Jeff.
What I'm trying to say is, just like with the Eagles' number one goal is to block Micah. The Packers' number one goal is to block
Jalen Carter.
And I don't think that changes at all. So I think
I don't think just look at either.
It's a chicken and egg. He's going to help. They're going to help him.
Yeah, but
he's going to help them.
Rashawn Gary has more sacks than Micah Parsons. I don't think anybody's saying Rashawn Gary's better, but Micah Parsons has certainly helped out Rashawn Gary.
Yeah, but my point is Jalen Carter's there, Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I got you.
Different position.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So he's the.
But you don't have to worry about. But Jalen Phillips is a credible threat.
Oh yeah,
I like Jalen. He's not a credible threat yet. He will be.
I think Brandon Graham's a little bit of a wild card. I understand he's coming off of retirement, and we still have to see what he's like physically. But when he was healthy last year, he was playing out of merit. He was the best edge rusher on the team.
Vic was running him into the ground, and he deserved to.
So I don't look. I know he's coming off retirement. We got to see if he's physically capable. They have more edge rushers now. Maybe they don't play him very much at all, but he might still be better than Nolan Smith. I'm not sure.
No, I'm not going to go that far. But
Darius Smith would look great on this.
When BG was healthy last year, he was better than Nolan Smith.
For early in the season, certainly not late.
When he was healthy, he got hurt late.
No. I meant I'm talking
huge
about
game against the Rams. The game he got hurt.
Yeah, the game he got hurt. He was monster.
I'm talking early in the season. He was definitely. I'm saying the way Nolan played better late in the season. The way Nolan played late in the season was better than the way Brandon played early.
No one stepped up too when BG got hurt.
He did. But
he played very well at the end of the season.
That's when John and I got to hear he should be on the docks.
Well, what about Jaelan Hunt? I mean, is he still 3 in the rotation, Jaelan Hunt?
Yeah, I think he's a good 3 if he's the 3.
He is. That's where I wonder if
I would temper my expectations with Brandon. Not Jalen, Brandon. Jalen's going to play. I think people are going to be shocked at how good he is. He's a good player.
Is good. He's always been good. And by the way, he's really good when he plays with Vic.
Yeah. I think he's a great fit. Now, yes, he's not. You'd rather have Parsons or Garrett. He's not that level, but I think this is the best pass rusher they've had, in a long time.
Are you counting Hassan Reddick in that conversation?
Well, yeah, now I got to take you right. I got to take Hassan out of it. Hassan was great that year.
Yeah.
He's not that good, but it's been a while before the consistency of a big time edge rusher.
I just remember going into the deadline. I'm like, okay, like Myles Garrett's not going to be a thing. As much as they want it to be a thing, it's not. I specifically looked at Jaelan Phillips and Bradley Chubb, and I'm like, look, they both shined under Fangio. Chubb was a lot older, so I'm like, if they could get Phillips, I didn't know what it was going to take, but if they can find a way to get him, that's probably the most ideal situation. You know, teams ran after him, and it worked. And you know, I got to give Howie Roseman his flowers.
So who do we think? How do we think the snaps will be tonight? I think Jaelan Phillips will be number 1. Will it be Jaelan Hunt number 2 because Nolan coming back? I don't know if he's going to be ready.
I mean, Nolan's a wild card because I don't know how ready. Jaelan is going to play a lot, but I think to me, it's not about tonight. It's about where you get, and when you get to where everybody's optimal. Then to me, number 1 is probably going to be Nolan. Number 2 is Phillips. Number 3 is Hunt.
Right.
Doesn't it feel like we won't really get a clearer picture of that?
No, you're not going to get
maybe the Bears game.
Yeah.
At the earliest.
You're certainly not getting a clear picture of that tonight with Nolan coming off IR and Jaelan just getting here. Jaelan Phillips. It won't be a clear picture tonight. So don't take tonight and assume it's going to be that way moving forward. The main guys are going to be Nolan Smith and Jaelan Phillips if they're healthy. That's pretty clear. And that's good for Jaelan Hunt because he's a little bit, skipping steps, I always say. He's fine. That he fits in perfectly as the number 3 guy. I think that's the role he should have, and that's the role he will now have, and that's good. And then Josh will be the 4th. Josh Uche has quietly played very well.
Yeah, I love the way Josh Uche has done everything I thought he would do this year for this team, and that's not a bad thing.
Well, I think he's done more because I didn't expect him to play this well.
Well, no, I thought he'd be a good player for that.
I thought he was going to be the
I'm
best.
Just like, don't rely on him to be your top sack guy. That's how I looked at it. I'm like, look, and I just went based on what players were telling me that Josh Uche is a good player.
Yeah, Lane spoke very highly of him. Because he got beat he never stops talking about that time he got beat by Josh.
I had someone in the Chiefs organization, a high-ranking official in the Chiefs organization, by the way, tell me this last year about Josh Uche. Josh Uche is a very good player. He just did not fit what we wanted to do. He'll work out well in Philadelphia. They knew that.
Well, remember, guys, the leading sack guy in the edge rushing room is still, to this day, Zander Smith on the Eagles. I know it's not everything. I understand. I'm just saying
they did look a lot better against the Giants, but then again, if you want to get your season right, you play the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Uche's got 1 sack. Jaelan Hunt has 1 sack. Patrick Johnson has 1 sack. Zander Smith has 1.5 sacks.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart had the Bears on the ropes, but he got concussed.
Yeah.
And Brian Dable did not follow him into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Or the tent.
Nothing you can do at that point.
You know, I was joking yesterday. I watched some of the games with my dad. I went over to my dad's, and we watched the game. And when the Giants kicked the field goal from the one, I'm like, oh, I hope the Bears win.
Yeah,
I really do. Then what a loser move by a loser coach.
By the way, and that's another thing, because I agree, Brian Daboll should go. I don't like to advocate it, but he's got to go. And now you're starting over again with a young quarterback, and the new coach probably doesn't like the. It's just a shit show. It's always a shit show.
Yeah. 5-22 in their last 20. So if the Giants want a silver lining here, I know Mike Vrabel's not available anymore, but the Patriots fired Gerard Mayo for an abomination his first year with Drake May, and it worked out pretty well for the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
If you get the right guy,
you got to get the right guy. Guys, Jahad Campbell, Nakobe Dean. Who gets more snaps tonight? How do you see that looking?
Kobe.
I think so too, Jeff.
I don't know about that. But first of all, I it's interesting. The Packers losing Kraft. How are they going to play? Number one, I assume
they still have Musgrave. As far as I know, he's not hurt.
Yeah, Musgrave's going to play, but they lost their third tight end because they had to put him on waivers a couple weeks ago. I forget who claimed him. So they have some issues at backup tight end. So I don't know how much 12 and 13 they could play without Kraft.
And they're more of a 12 or 13 team. They're not like
they've morphed into that because of Kraft and how good Musgrave is. They played it more. So you would think they'd go back to more 11, but the problem there is all their receivers
everybody's
are
hurt.
Yeah. So I don't know what we're going to see, but I think it's going to be as simple as Nakobe in the base and Jihad in the nickel. So if they force the Eagles in the nickel more, I think Jihad's going to play more.
Yes. The Eagles are getting the Packers at the right time right now.
Yeah.
It's all about timing.
It's been a hell of a run from a health perspective. They're always the healthier team. Always.
You're going to have a great game on Sunday, John.
Yeah, the Lions, man. Oof. But by the way, I don't agree with Dan Campbell taking over play calling.
I don't like that either. I asked you about that.
What did Johnny Morton do wrong? And then he goes out there and they play like they played. I'm like, well, I guess you can't.
The Commanders stink. It shouldn't matter. I tweeted that yesterday. The Lions did not need to change play calling to beat the Commanders.
Well, I agree with that.
Put up what, 44 yesterday, I think?
Yeah.
They put up 44. Oh, by the way,
Gibbs
was fun to watch.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, that in my opinion, that's how you beat the Lions. You got to take Gibbs out of the game. If you stop Gibbs, I think Jared Goff's
like Amon-Ra's going to get his who else? Jameson Williams is a big play guy. Like,
what a good receiver.
That's the guy.
Amon-Ra's great. He's a perfect fit with Jared Goff, man. He gets to the zones and Goff delivers the football.
And he only touched it 15 times. But you see, here's the problem. Like the week prior, so I want to give you my spot theory. Like they played a terrible game against Minnesota, and Minnesota did a great job of forcing Gibbs to pass block. He can't pass block to save his life. I evidently Dan Campbell was very angry that Johnny Morton couldn't adjust to that and find ways to get him out where he can impact the game as he did against Washington. But to my whole spot point, and this translates to the Eagles Packers, the Packers are coming off a very poor game. I don't like that spot. Similar to Detroit coming off a shitty game, what do? They go in there and just dominate.
Panic. Yeah.
They
panicked at the play calling, but yeah.
Well, they panicked, but they dominated on the field. Yeah, I didn't agree with changing the play caller, but they dominated on the field. Generally good teams. And I don't know if there's any great teams in the NFL, but the good teams, and Detroit and Green Bay are in that category, and so are the Eagles. But the good teams, if they have a bad game, they generally come back and play pretty well. Doesn't mean you can't win the game, but they're not going to play poorly. This happened to the Eagles after the first Giants game. They got embarrassed. They came back. They played well. Happens all the time.
This is where I think Detroit, the lights are coming on for them, because I think they knew after that Washington game, it's like, okay, we got the Eagles coming up. We got Green Bay coming up on Thanksgiving. It's time. It's time to get in gear right now. This is our season. And give credit to them. I mean, look, I think that was the best they played all year yesterday.
I thought the Sewell went down at one point. I'm like, man, the Eagles are good.
Oh, Frankie Louvu made a business decision against him on that touchdown, by the way.
Yeah,
Did you see how he avoided him? I think Sewell wanted to kill him.
He's not the first, man.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that make business decisions.
I like when someone responded to me, yeah, he couldn't hip drop him. I said, that's true.
There's a lot of people. I know Eagles fans hate Frankie Louvu, but there's a lot of people that make business decisions when they say.
By the way, the Commanders are punks. That team is so unlikable. They are punks. They talk a big game.
Who cares about the Commanders? I love Eagles fans. No offense, Jeff, but who cares about the Commanders? Like, why are they punks? Why they're just
Amon-Ra St. Brown because you're getting your teeth knocked in. They always act like they're like they and look, I love Dan Quinn. They take that mentality, but when someone
Frankie Louvu's a dirty player, don't get me wrong, but that's one guy. Like, is Jaden Daniels a bad guy? Is Terry McLaurin a bad guy?
No, they have good guys on their team. I'm just saying that they acted
like
they were ready to take over this. This team acted like they were ready to take over the conference this year. And everybody that had a brain told you that wasn't going to happen.
Well, I don't. Come on.
John had them winning the East.
Well, that was. I was betting on history.
Well, whatever you were betting on, you had them winning the East, and they have not looked good.
I said 6 straight games they won at the buzzer when they were trailing. That's not sustainable.
My point is, if you guys are so all-knowing and you knew all this beforehand, why do you give a shit about the Commanders?
I knew they weren't going to be good. I knew that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Give a shit about them? Like, they're in our division. We're gonna talk about them even when they suck.
No, the visceral hatred of they're a dirty team. They're this, they're that. They're a football team that is having a bad year. Their quarterback has been hurt. They're a football team. They're having a terrible year.
I mean, they're a division rival. They're a team that we played in the conference championship last year. I mean, come on. There's now fun talking points between the Eagles and the Commanders. The Commanders fans, I know you don't care about this, but they've been chirping all year. We got the best quarterback.
Well, that's true. I don't care about what I'm saying.
Dog shit.
You guys as members of the media shouldn't give a shit what Commanders fans are chirping about.
I don't.
That's kind of my fault.
I care about the product on the field. They suck. They had one good year in 20 years.
And that's a fair
to say they were the best team in the NFC.
They're not. What does that mean? Everybody. What does that mean? Everybody.
What do you mean? People had Jaden Daniels as a top 5 quarterback in the NFL after one fucking good year. One year.
A bunch of people. You don't think he's going to be a good player?
Daniels is the great player.
He's going to be a good player. I think people put the cart. People jump the gun on him way too quick. And I've always questioned being 180 pounds soaking wet.
I don't like this. I don't like this. It's the same thing when everybody says Philly media. You always see me bounce back. Like, I don't meet with Berman and McLean and Kerr and everybody else to come up with narratives. Everybody's got their own fucking opinion. I don't like this, everybody. I don't like this, all people, all that. You're talking about a bunch of Commanders fans chirping about a team. They haven't been good. They haven't been good for 2 decades. So, yeah, they were excited about having a good team for once.
Yeah, and now I'm saying that they're not as good as you thought they were going to be. Fair. If you don't want me to talk about everybody, you thought they were going to be better.
Yeah, I thought they were going to.
Again,
I also said
relevance to the Washington Commanders as a commentator of the game. That's what I'm analyzing. I covered the Eagles.
That's not what you were analyzing. I also said in the NFC Championship game, they were not ready for that game.
I agree with John on that 100%.
The Eagles were going to blow that team out. I got that one right.
Okay, that was last year.
John, you and I were talking about that Wednesday that week. We're like, man, the Eagles are going to kill this team.
Yeah, they got ready. They got lucky with Detroit's all their injuries, and everybody was, and they were skipping steps. Now in the offseason, the Eagles lost a ton of players. I picked the Eagles to win 11 games. It's not. I even said Washington not going to win 13 games, whatever they won, but they're probably going to win the division, probably going to win it with a tiebreaker. Yeah, I was wrong. Their season went off the rails. Shitty. They got Marcus Mariota playing. Yeah, they stink. That happens in the NFL.
I think they're down. The Commanders' downfall was they were the oldest team in the NFL, and I think they relied on too many guys having too many really good years.
I said, Debo. I hated the Debo Samuel.
Oh, I did too. You and I talked about that all offseason.
I didn't get the moving on, but it turned out neither could play. I didn't understand the Kinlaw thing and getting rid of Jonathan Allen, who's a franchise.
He's a good player. Deron Payne still is a good player.
He's not having a good season.
Yeah.
So the age part, that was a big part of it. And obviously it's fallen off the rails, but I just don't like the everybody and absolute. Yeah, blame me. I picked them to win the division. Go ahead. I don't give a shit. But I don't like this. Everybody said this. Everybody said that. It's not true.
Well, do you not agree that there's certain narratives that do exist at large in the NFL?
Yeah, a narrative that Shane Daniels is going to be a star quarterback is certainly there in this league. And I think all of us who are in that camp are pretty confident with that still. Like, if you tell me the narrative is, I say
no, I don't think he sucks. I just don't think he's going to hold up. He's 180 pounds soaking wet, and he plays dual threat. You can't play like that, dude.
Well,
his offensive line does not help him either.
I agree.
Offensive line,
that's a part of it.
I was not as moved with the Laramie Tunsil move as everybody was. I thought they gave up way too much for him.
Same.
But that's what it costs for a premium tackle now.
Yeah. Well, he's better than what they had.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, Sam Cosby getting hurt didn't help either.
But their defense has fallen apart. That to me is the most disturbing part because Dan Quinn is a defensive guy. And the fact that they can't now, Detroit's a little bit different because when they're clicking on all cylinders, they can make anybody look silly.
You know what trade looks like a disaster? Marcus Lattimore.
Oh yeah, it was a disaster.
He's bad. He's bad.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, Marshawn. Yeah, it's the same thing with Jair Alexander here. This game moves quickly. To your point about age, you never know when people are going to fall off. I mean, if Jair Alexander, this is what I tried to warn Eagles fans about. If this were 2020 Jair Alexander, you're not getting him for a 6th-round pick.
You might have to try a first to get him.
Yeah.
Maybe multiple for it would have been what the Colts got traded to get Sauce Gardner.
Yeah. By the way, Sauce gave up a big time, but he's a good player.
Yeah, he did.
But
it's also his first game. He just got there like 5 days ago.
But
all right, if you redrafted 24 quarterbacks, would you take Drake May or Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels.
I'm taking Drake May all fucking day.
I like both. Can I take both?
No, I'm taking Drake May.
I was on that from day one. I'm not coming off it.
I'm fine with you sticking on it, but I'm taking Drake May all day.
I feel vindicated this year in saying Drake May was a good quarterback last year.
If you want to bring up Kenny hold up as a dual threat quarterback, I'm just evaluating the talent.
Yeah, well, I never pushed back on the talent evaluation. He's obviously an extremely talented player.
Anybody can get hurt.
I really do think the issue with the Commanders was, and again, this is because I think Jaden Daniels is really good. I think people thought Jaden Daniels was going to will that team to 12 wins again, like he did last year. I'm like, no, this team is old. Their offensive line is banged up. Their defense will not be as good as, and the schedule's tougher. And turned out all this happened. Oh, and Jaden Daniels got hurt, so that really put a wrench in everything.
Jeff, you got to get off the fence. Drake May or Jaden Daniels?
I like both. I just do.
That's not a valid answer. You got the number 1 overall pick. Who you taking?
I got number 1 overall pick in football. Who am I taking?
No.
It ain't them.
Redraft in the 2024 draft. That's it. You could go Caleb if you want to stick with Caleb. I'm not going Caleb.
Caleb's not bad. He's not bad, but he's not bad.
Third in my eyes in that group.
I think the Bears got a pretty good quarterback too, but
yeah, he's just a little streaky for me. But we'll see.
He is, but he's also learning in Ben Johnson's system.
Yeah, I don't think Ben likes him.
Me neither.
I don't think he does either. But
Ben wants a tiny guy.
Look, talent-wise, there's no way to poke poke holes.
Okay, Zander, you want me to give an answer?
Yeah.
I said going into the draft that year, Jaden Daniels should be the number 1 pick. So I guess I got to go with Jaden Daniels.
All right.
And Drake May, I said, it depends where he goes, but I really like him. Well, he went to the Patriots, and I'm like, okay. And then he played really well with a bad football team, and the rest is history.
Yeah, he showed some flashes last year, though.
Honestly, I if I was redrafting, I'd still take Jaden number 1. I'd take Drake number 2, and I'd take Caleb number 3.
That's what I would do.
And there's nothing wrong with that either. I think that's the correct evaluation. Also, I think the Patriots won.
JJ McCarthy in round 6 with in round 6. With,
I'm going to say this. I think the Patriots
he wasn't
won
in that draft, but
the Patriots won this offseason when they fired Gerard.
Oh yeah, he was. That was Nixon. Yeah, that was Nixon
and Penix and Nix. Yep, that was that draft.
I don't like any of those guys, by the way. But I would take, if we were redrafting those 3, I'd take Penix first, Nix second, JJ 50th.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. No doubt.
I just don't think he can play.
All right, Jeff, before you get out of here, I need a score prediction for Eagles Packers tonight. Monday Night Football under the lights in Green Bay, 20-degree weather. I love it. Football has arrived in November, my friend. What do you got tonight?
24-20 Eagles. I'm going to say the Eagles pull this one out.